What are the risks of the second wave of the coronavirus? And means of prevention? Coronavirus and influenza are difficult to distinguish due to the similarities in symptoms. I have seen many European and Arab countries. Recently, the number of coronavirus cases has increased dramatically, according to what he called the second wave. Despite the World Health Organization announcing 2 months ago that the virus was spreading in one big wave. So why did the coincidence of this wave with the outbreak of seasonal influenza alarm scientists? What is the expected period for its continuation? Is it different from the first wave through infection and methods of prevention according to current studies? Watch with us. This video is about the secrets of the second wave of Covid-19. What are the reasons for the entry of the second wave of the virus? What are the scholars' expectations of its ferocity? Molecular biology research at the University Hospital of Heidelberg in Germany shows that the term second wave means the return of the pandemic after we saw a sharp drop in the number of infections months ago. Research also indicates a multiplicity of reasons for this, indicating that some of them are related to the lifting of the ban and the return of life in some countries back to normal. In addition to the disdain of people during the holidays with safety measures and social distancing, we also coincided with the beginning of autumn, and they depend scientists always on what happened with previous epidemics, such as the Spanish flu, where the second wave was more severe than the first. What is the expected period for this wave? Many countries recently announced the actual start of the second wave of the coronavirus, and scientists point to the unpredictability of how long the number of infections will continue to increase. She explained that this follows the quarantine measures that these countries will take, and the extent of people's commitment to them, in order to avoid any increase in the number of deaths. Does the cold weather and winter have anything to do with the severity of the symptoms? Scientists explained that current concerns about the second wave are not related to cold weather. The reason for the fear of scientists is the increase in infections with influenza and cold viruses during this period, meaning that the most vulnerable groups of people are exposed to a wave that includes different numbers of viruses, including the coronavirus. Is it possible to catch coronavirus and seasonal influenza at the same time? Scientists explained that there are several hypotheses for this question. As the scholars say, it is possible that the influenza virus competes with and weakens the coronavirus. Thus the body becomes infected with influenza only or vice versa. And it is possible for both viruses to cause unusual diseases and complications, and we cannot say for sure what will happen even after receiving the actual cases and analyzing them scientifically. Can infection be distinguished between coronavirus and seasonal influenza? Doctors confirm that it is difficult to distinguish between the two diseases due to the similarity of their symptoms, especially in children whose infection with corona shows a slight fever, cough and flu similar to what happens to them with influenza. Flu symptoms appear faster than a coronavirus, because its incubation period does not exceed 5 days, while it may extend in corona to 14 days. It also indicates the similarity of the two diseases in the paths of infection, as both are transmitted by droplets from one infected person to another. Doctors also indicate that there are many effective treatments and drugs against seasonal influenza, which contribute to relieving its symptoms. So far, there is no successful vaccine available against coronavirus yet. What is the importance of taking the seasonal flu vaccine during this period? The doctors residing in the chest diseases department in hospitals advise to take flu vaccinations during the winter season, especially for the elderly, children and people suffering from chronic diseases. He says, This reduces the possibility of a stressful viral infection for the body. And any weakness in the body increases the disease in case of corona infection. Can a person be infected with coronavirus again? Doctors explain that people can acquire temporary immunity after infection with corona, for a period not exceeding a few months. And they add, but we have seen several cases of people being reinfected with the disease again, and there is not enough information yet, indicating an increase in the severity of symptoms in the case of the second infection or down. Have recommendations on measures taken to prevent infection change. Doctors explain that there are no new modifications, according to the recommendations of the World Health Organization. He says, the virus remains active on surfaces, according to different types, from an hour to several days. The patient touches it, and stresses the importance of observing health instructions and sterilization procedures by people permanently, not only with the aim of getting rid of coronavirus, but also to preserve our health from microbes in general and protect ourselves from diseases. Doctors also praise the importance of wearing a muzzle, especially in crowded and closed places, and most importantly for confirmed or potential patients, whether they suffer from respiratory or digestive symptoms. With this we have reached the end of the video, and see you on a new video. If you liked the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to encourage us to publish more information.